What up? What up? It's your boy Milano back at it again with another video. I want to tell you guys right now, we at work, doing a little break. Figure, take a little 5-minute break, 4-minute break just to drop this, man. Man, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I feel like the travel YouTube is cooked, is done, bro. Like everybody that wants to be a travel vlogger, in the travel space, you better look at it as a hobby. I mean, Austin Holloman, a couple of people put out there that you're not really making any money off travel vlogging. For me, this is my passion, this is my hobby. Whether I get paid or not, it's irrelevant. I love what I do. I love giving you guys the information. I know a lot of y'all love that mongering talk, so that's why I give you, because at least it'll help somebody, you know what I mean? But I will say this, YouTube's been very strict. They've been cutting back on a lot of stuff that you could put up. And one thing I noticed, a lot of travel vloggers are complaining about YouTube is being strict with the thumbnails, with the women. And, guys, I really suggest this. There's a lot of guys that do the crash out videos. They do, crash out content where they'll be like, okay, you gotta, you go out there in some country, then you start e-begging, crowdfunding, whatever, right? There's a couple of guys that do it. One of the guys, I think he's about to quit from that now. That's all good and everything, but I don't really do that. I don't e-beg. I don't beg for money, Couple people accused me of it. The only thing I asked was donations because I wasn't getting paid off YouTube. Then I found out YouTube's not even paying that much. You know what I mean? YouTube's not even paying that much. So, I did get some good donations when I was overseas, like Dominican Republic and Brazil. But YouTube really wasn't paying that much, man. And so, I'm back on the grind. But at the same time, with YouTube, it can't be your only form of hustle. I was doing travel consultations too. I was getting money off that. People don't know. They thought I was just e-begging and that's it, or so-called asking for donations. No, a lot of times I was doing travel consultations. I was offering them cheapskate Jake prices, so that was paying some of the bills. I could fault it for other stuff, like have to help other YouTubers with their channels or fund some of their situations because they were financially handicapped. But this is not the video to blame other people. This is to bring awareness to the situation with YouTube, travel YouTube. And guys, if you want to be a travel YouTuber these days, you got to do something different. I see a couple of guys like Don Banks doing big numbers, and there was a YouTuber telling me, oh, I can't do good in YouTube or in Brazil. And then you got Don Banks that's killing it in Brazil. You know what I mean? Even Skylar, one of my favorite YouTubers, is killing it. So I don't really think it's a certain country, content, whatever, that's going to hold you back. I think only you can hold yourself back. And the people like what they like, man. You can't make people like your videos. There's a couple YouTubers, they'll send me their stuff like constantly. Their videos like, yo, look at this, look at this. Mind you, I've been guilty of doing that as well, but people are going to watch what they want to watch, guys. Like, you can't force somebody to like your content. They either like it or they don't. I remember shout out Check in Effect, he was talking about that. He was like, yo, you either got good content or you don't. There's no really secret way to be successful in this travel YouTube or YouTube period. Like, they either like your content or they don't, And I just try to put the most organic, the most honest content I can. I tried to stray away from the pay-for-play mongering talk, but it seems that a lot of people like that, and that's what my audience gravitates to. And it's crazy because the people who criticize me for it actually want me to talk more about the mongering and the pros and the mangoes and the pay-for-play talk. The same ones that criticize me, they actually want me to talk about that. So you can't win against the internet. You can't beat the trolls. They're undefeated. One day they're going to love you, next day they're going to hate you, and vice versa. I've even seen a guy that used to support me long time, bro. Like, when I mean support, watch my videos, everything. And when I needed, you know, he never donated to me or nothing, man. And it was crazy. So, you know, I don't ever take any of this serious, you know, with a lot of these trolls, unless they're just talking really so out of whack and disrespectful, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, this entertainment, I took up this hobby, should I say, because that's what it is. And I understand what the consequences of it, as far as, when I mean consequences, not really bad, but, you know, the crazy stuff of people trying to get you fired, you know, people talking crazy in comments. Because shout out to one of the YouTubers, they tried to get hit, they got him jammed up with his job, you know what I mean? So it's understandable. This is the consequence of that. You know, I wear this because I don't really care. I mean, what are they going to do and call and say, you know what I mean? My job is really easy to get another job. So, you know, as long as you got experience, you can get a job easy if you have the experience. So that's one thing I like about what I do. But the thing with travel YouTube, you got a lot of trolls. You got a lot of degenerates that will talk crazy in the comments. You got to be used to that. You got to get accustomed to that. Unfortunately, you know, with YouTube, it's changing, not for the better for a lot of travel YouTubers. And I think it's really down and out right now. Like, a lot of guys, they're going back home to the States and praising the States and stuff like that. And these are guys with big channels, man. So I wanted to say this for all the guys that are doing travel YouTube. You got to be mindful of what you're doing. This is not a career. This is more like a hobby. And that's how I treat it as such. I definitely be overseas soon, but I'm not gonna just go overseas just because people want me to, because again, this is not sustainable income. So I have to go overseas when I feel like it, or I feel the urge, or I feel like it's a good move, not because people just ask me, Milano, when are you going back overseas? This is just how I move, guys. I've been doing this stuff for a long time, since 2012, as far as travel YouTube. Traveled in 2011. And you got to take it for what it's worth. It's a hobby, guys. You can't take it personal. If you're not seeing the views, not seeing the money, you got to keep pushing. But I don't think people should quit their job right now and go and pursue this travel YouTube, because it is a hard road and you will get disappointed. You will get disappointed. And to be broke overseas is not a good thing. And this is not taking shots at anybody. This is just being honest. You don't want to be broken overseas. And one thing I'll say this, and you know, I'm not even trying to take shots, but I would never ask any of my subscribers for loans, because you ask somebody for a loan or loan money, they own you. It's basically a slave deal. You know what I mean? So you're selling your soul. So, and you don't know what's that person's intentions. So with travel YouTube, if you plan to pursue this, I suggest have an online job, guys, or have a business overseas. That's the only way you can basically live off travel YouTube income, you know. But it's your boy Milano back here again. You know, we slanging them pies, and you already know whys. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Till next time. I know my trolls are gonna talk that ish, so go on, talk that ish. And if y'all trolls keep talking that ish, you ain't gonna get no free pizza. Holla at your boy.